In this video, we're going to learn about how to graph the parabola here and then labeling the vertex and the axis of symmetry here. Now remember, here in this video, we're going to learn about how to graph the equation of the parabola if it looks like a vertex form. This is how the vertex form looks like: y equals to a brackets x minus the h whole squared plus the k here. Now that is the vertex form here. Why we call this as the vertex form? Because we can easily identify the vertex from this format here. Now the vertex is always going to look like the h value and then the k value here. That's how the vertex looks like here. So that's the h value, that's the k value here. So by looking at the h and the k, you can easily get the vertex. What is the h value? That is gonna be the x value, and the k is actually the y value. That's why whenever you're gonna write down the point, you're gonna write the x value first, then the y here. That's why the h is first, then the k. Now, our equation says something like this here: y equals to negative 3 brackets x plus 4 to the whole power 2 plus 2 here. Now we just need to find the k and the h value, like just compare the equation with the format here. So looks like the k here is positive 2 here. And what about the h value? Now see, in the format here there is x minus the h value, but if you see the equation says x plus the 4. Now that means there is a minus already in the formula, but here we have the plus 4 here. That means right now over here, because x minus is already in the formula, but how it became plus 4? If I'm gonna place the 4 like this here, if the h is gonna be 4, then this is how the equation would look like here. But it's actually not positive 4 because there is a plus 4 in the equation. So if I do a negative, then maybe the h is gonna be negative 4 here. What about that? Negative times negative will be a positive here. Then see, negative 3 brackets x plus 4 whole squared plus 2 here. That means right now we just learned here the h is not just the 4, it's actually negative 4 here, because when we replace this h value with the negative 4, then we will get x plus 4 to the power of 2 here. So that means the h value right now here is negative 4. So we got the vertex here, h is negative 4 and the k is positive 2. So our vertex is going to be place the h value, which is negative 4, and the k is positive 2. We just got the vertex here. Now again, what's gonna be the axis of symmetry here? Now again, as I told you, this is gonna be a vertical dotted line always going to pass through the vertex. We're gonna find out by after drawing that point here. Now we got the vertex. Let's plot this point on the graph here. So x is negative 4, y will be positive 2. So here the x, this is the x axis here, and that is the y axis here. So this is the negative 1, that's negative 2, that's negative 3, that's negative 4. Here we have 1 2 3 4. All right, so the x value is negative 4, y is 2 here, positive 2. So x negative 4, y will be positive 2, the point will be here. See, at this point the x is negative 4 and the y is positive 2 here. This is the vertex. So we actually have a 1 point on the graph here, but we need more points to draw the parabola here, the U-shaped graph. So what are we gonna do here? We need to find out the a value. So the a value, again, I'm going to compare my equation. So a is in front of the whole bracket, and here the a is negative 3 here. So we see the a is negative 3. So that's the a value here. Now, what are we gonna do? So we need to learn about the step pattern here. What is that here? Now the step pattern will help us in plotting the other points than the vertex here. The step pattern says it's gonna be a times 1, 3, 5, and then there are 3 dots here. It's just gonna continue the pattern here. Now, so the next up here is, what is the a value? The a is negative 3. So we're gonna place the a with the negative 3, and here we have 1, 3, 5. So let's see. Right now the negative 3 here is like multiplying with the 1, multiplying by everything in the brackets. It's like negative 3 multiplies by positive 1, which is just the negative 3. Negative 3 is multiplying with positive 3, that's gonna be negative 9. Then negative 3 times positive 5, that's going to be negative 15 here. But what are we going to do with the step pattern here? Let's see there. So this one here, because if you ever see a number, you can write it as a fraction. We just need to place a number in the denominator here. So this is the fraction. Now this one is going to uh, we're going to find out the next point after the vertex. Where will be the next point on the graph here? This one is going to tell you. Same thing, negative 9, we can write it as a fraction just over 1. Again, this fraction here will going to guide us where the next point is gonna be. Same thing, negative 15 here, it's like negative 15 over 1. Help us in finding the next point on the graph here. Let's see. So this is the negative 3 over 1. Remember the rise over run here. This is that thing here. So what is the rise over run? Rise means going up or going down. Okay, so when it's a positive number, we will go up. When it's a negative number, we will go down. That's for the rise here. And what about the run here? Run means going to the right or going to the left here. So we're gonna go to the right if the run is positive number. We will go to the left if it's gonna be a negative number. Okay, so run means going right or going left. So we will go right if it's a positive number. We will go left if it's a negative number here. So see the first one. The first one is negative 3 over 1. The top is the rise here and the bottom here is the run. So we see that the rise is negative 3. As we learned here, if it's a negative number, we will go down. So because it's a negative 3 here, so we go down by the 3 units. And then the run is positive 1. If it's a positive number, we go to the right. So we're gonna go right by 1 unit here. And here will be the next point, and from where, okay, from which point we have to go down by 3 and moving right by 1 here? From the vertex, the point we just plotted here. Let's see. So here the vertex we plotted already on the graph here. So from this point we will go down by 3 units. So from here, so 1 2 3, and then moving right by 1. So here will be the after the vertex, that is the first point here. Now, if you want to find out where the next point is gonna be, look at the next over there, negative 9 over 1. Following a pattern here, negative 9 over 1. The top is the rise here and the bottom here is the run. Again, as we learned here, rise means going up or going down. If it's a negative number, we will go down. So this is the negative 9 here. Because it's a negative, we will go down by how many units? Down by 9 units. Then the next is run is positive 1. If it's a positive, we go to the right. So right by 1 unit here. And from which point we're gonna do that here? So from the point we just plotted here, this red dot, we just plotted that here. So from this point, we will go down by 9 units. So 1, 2, 3, let's do that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and moving right by 1. So here will be the next point on the graph. Okay, we just need to extend this graph here. All right, so we have actually the vertex and the other 2 points here. Now for finding the next point after this here, I can do negative 15 over 1. As we see, the 15 is the really big number here, so you don't have to do it. This will be enough, these points here. Now again, this point, the one we plotted in the beginning here, that was the vertex. I'm just labeling that right now. That is the vertex here. The x value was negative 4 and the y was positive 2 here. Now that's where the vertex is. Remember, our axis of symmetry is a vertical dotted line and it's always going to pass through the vertex here. That means right now I'm going to draw the dotted vertical line that will pass through this vertex here. So let's draw the vertical dotted line which will be passing right through this vertex here. Now that is what the axis of symmetry here is. I'm just gonna draw. Now notice one thing here. If I'm going to connect all these points, it's gonna be like a curve here, a U-shaped graph. But that's just the one side here. Like remember, if it's opening downwards, right? Because a is the negative number here. When the a is the negative, it's opening downward. So this is how the shape of the graph looks like. Right now we just only have like these points on the graph here. Like this is something we have here. We need to find out the other side's point. How to do that? Let's find out. See, that's a vertex. This point here, I'm going to reflect this point, the red dot that you see here. I'm going to reflect it over this line here. That means this point is to the dotted line here is 1 unit away. That means On the other side of the this dotted line here, we're gonna plot a point 1 unit away. Next up, this blue dot here is like 2 units away from the dotted line. So we have to plot the 2 units away on the other side of that dotted line, plotting the point. And see there, we just reflected the point over, and now we are just going to draw that here. It's gonna be a U-shaped graph. So we are just going to draw that, just going to join these points over there and going to make a parabola out of that here. Going to make a smooth graph as much as possible. Let's see how we're gonna do it. Let me fix that. Okay. All right. Let me do that again. So plotting. Okay, we just need to connect all these dots that we plotted here and going to pass right through this. Okay, so it should be a smooth graph here as much as possible if we can draw that. Same thing to the other side here. Alright, we can fix this where it's not that smooth. We can just fix that part and we are done with the graphing. So basically the step pattern is the key here. So after finding the vertex, we just need to do the step pattern. Simple. Here we have the graph. This is how we're gonna draw. That's how we're gonna draw the parabola, the equation of the parabola in the vertex form. This was the in the vertex form here. I hope you understand it. If there is anything that you don't understand it, let me know.